This is Too Late I Won. Just some things I found out about mine, which may help you out. One thing, I suggest getting a tooth bar if you're going to do any amount of digging. It fits right on your bucket. Your bucket's a bigger bucket, which is nice. This is a smaller bucket, but it just bolts on there. Slaps in there and just two bolts hold it on, and it stays on good. But if you're going to do any kind of digging, that's the way to go. Another thing, I know you was showing your front axle there. This has, same as yours on both sides, to drain, but it also has a drain in the middle on the drive pumpkin. And all three drain separate, and all three fill separate. And I forget, but it takes, I'm going to say 2 gallon, and it may take 3 gallon. And it's front end drive fluid, I guess they call it. I think it's just gear oil for the front. And then the final drive, which is the rear end, that takes 10 gallon, no, 7 gallon. I don't know, it takes a lot. It's unbelievable how much it takes. Oh yeah, and your hydraulic system too. There's an adjustment on your hydraulics. It's this little, I don't know, you probably have something different, but there should be an adjuster like this, look like this. This nut loosens and this top thing turns in and out. And that adjusts the pressure, how much pressure it goes to the lines. And when they come factory set, they're on a low pressure. So if your bucket isn't lifting, if it stops lifting, you just need to adjust that to where it lifts. Your bucket should actually lift the back end of the tractor up off the ground. You should have to put weight on it. I mean, you got to be reasonable about it because, you know, but that's the kind of pressure you should be able to get out of the bucket. Nothing should stop that bucket from lifting, which is kind of dangerous if you're not careful. And then I noticed you didn't point out your drift, or draft, I'm sorry, on your 3-point hitch. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that, because I know the older machines didn't have that on. But anyhow, that draft works. Your 3-point hitch, if you got something on here, it's for plowing, but it'll work with your brush hog too. I use it with mine all the time. And if you hit something and it puts pressure on the 3-point hitch and wants to pick up the back end, this will automatically let it. That's how much pressure, down pressure, it lets up or down. I know it seems like the 3-point hitch floats, but there is some actual down pressure. It pivots, and it's in this part on your 3-point hitch, your middle point, and there should be some kind of lever that locks it in place. It won't let it pivot. It won't let it come back up. But the best thing is to leave it go, and what it does, it pushes pressure on this, pushes this lever, and it automatically picks itself up. That's more for when you're plowing, but I found it useful with almost everything I've used to keep not too much down pressure and keeps things from breaking. But it looks like you got a pretty good machine. Tires on your machine looks good. $300, that's factory new. I mean, this one had 70 hours when I got it, and I think it's 1,500 now. But 300, that's like a new machine. You can tell by the way the tires look on it. So I think you got yourself a machine here. Should last you a lot of years. 40 horsepower. This one here is 30 horsepower. and it'll cut it. That I have a 6-foot brush hog, and I mean it'll stall out, but it's only if it hits a groundhog hole or something. It runs that 6 foot with no problem. As far as helping you out with your hydraulic filter, I think you're end up going to spend the money, because even mine, I can't remember what I spent. It seems like everything's so high in price anymore. It's unbelievable. I spent $20 for that oil filter. Can't find it cheaper. Can't find a one that's interchangeable either. At least they look up numbers they can't find. I probably start opening boxes I could find it, but. And then that filter there, I think I changed it the first time, and I was like you, I found metal in it. Second time I changed it, it was clean as could be. So I'm not going to worry too much about changing it. The fourth time, maybe 10 years from now I might. I mean, it takes a lot of hydraulic fluid, or hydraulic transmission fluid. And then the final drive, it has a drain on each side, which takes a gear oil. If you don't have a book on yours, you should try to see if you can get one. Of course, you got to get it the right year too, because they'll screw you around.